You know, I've had this thing here for God, I don't know how long. Years. I think I bought it maybe back in 2013, shortly after I started photography. And I've got to say, out of everything that I own today, it is probably one of the best purchases that I could have made for my photography, videography ventures. And that's what I want to talk about today. A few things that I bought that I highly recommend if you have the money or if you think you may need. Intro. Good day and good vibes to you all. My name is Devante with the Camera Kicks channel. And like I said, we got a lot of stuff to talk about here today. So we're going to go ahead and get started with what I showed you before the intro, which is going to be this Giotto's little dust blower. This thing, I don't even know how much it costs, but they are so cheap. And when I tell you that you are going to need one of these, especially if you're a photographer that likes to go out, you like to get dirty and you don't baby your gear, this is definitely handy as well. Even if you're at home in your house, like dust accumulates and say you take off your lens one day and you don't replace it fast enough, whatever, you should be cleaning your sensors occasionally anyway. So one of my highest recommendations, dust blower. Okay, so next up, and I've done this already, I'm gonna try to make it shorter this time, is this right here. It is the Ulanzi quick release Arca Swiss type plate. This little plate right here, it's really small. Like, as you can see, I have a pretty big fingers, but it's still small compared to, you know, other things. But it's really nice. It's metal, and you tighten it down by hand. There's no screw or there's no the little plates that you would use to go with this are metal as well. They just work so well, and I'm glad I got them. I just kept having to go through swapping to, say, like if I wanted to go out and I needed a tripod, a small tripod like a Gorilla Pod, or even something like this, which is another thing, my Switch Pod. I love this thing. I wanted to have the same plates on it so that it would be easy to swap between whatever I needed at the time. If I needed to, hang something up, I'd use this Gorilla Pod. But the plates are so nice. They're really quick. And then they do have a little cold shoe on the side right here if you need to put something else on them. But really good. Glad I bought them. Love these things. Now, along with that, moving on to the next thing is going to be extra tripod heads. I have, along with these small ones for like Gorilla Pods. Come on. Okay. I have a few photography and video heads as well. It's here. So I have a few, plates for a different mount that I have, but just having extra because you just don't know, something might happen. Actually, something did happen to me. I had a tripod and the tripod head broke. So I had to kind of jury rig my setup from that point on. Extra tripod heads. Next thing on my list that I'm really glad I bought. This doesn't look like much, but this is a cold shoe mount on the top here that goes on top of a stand. It holds your flash, whatever kind of light you have. That light right there.
What the fuck was that?
Right there is being held up by one of these. Now it's kind of leaning a bit because the stand is really cheap. Don't worry about it. Anyway, but these things, they are high quality, like really nice. The little piece right here, the little plastic piece, it's not the highest quality plastic, but it's pretty sturdy. It really cinches down well. They don't move, they don't shake, they don't bend. They do come with a little adapter that goes inside if you need that to like adapt it to whatever. Say if I wanted to put like a light right here on my little magic arm thing, then I could do that. But definitely a good buy. All right, now my last little kind of utility piece is gonna be Velcro. So like I said, it wasn't gaff tape. Gaff tape is great, but this Velcro, this it's like double-sided Velcro, great. Like I use double-sided Velcro for some of my PC parts, but just having Velcro in general, it's nice to me. Like, it's not messy. You can cut as much as you need and then, take it off whatever you need. Say like I have a couple wires that are connected on here, some that are on here that I have Velcroed. I don't say Velcro tape because it's not actually tape, but like Velcro with the, the little, that part. Nice to have. Pretty cheap. You can pick it up at like Walmart or Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever kind of store, but great addition. Really glad I got this. All right, so the next thing is my Rode Video Micro. This little puppy is really what got me started in the video game, the videography game. The learning process of making videos, of vlogging, all of that. This little microphone got me started. Now, it's not the best, but it's good. It's out of the lower end. Actually, the Deity microphone may be a little bit better from what people are saying, for vlogging specifically. But even for like scratch audio, like something like this is so good. Like I would be using it for scratch right now, but I'm obviously showing it to you guys. So, and there's also something connected to it. You probably see it dangling around that I've fallen in love with these things. These are bongo ties. Come on. There we go. Bongo ties. They're just little rubber bands connected to this little wooden peg thing. Like it is so simple, but so useful. Like I've used this to set up like microphone stuff if I needed to hang something that wouldn't hang right. Say my little XLR to 3.5 mil adapter over there. Just tons of stuff I've used these for, and I've had a bag of these for over a year now. I've had a bag, and I think I've lost a couple of them because my daughter likes to play with them. But other than that, like, these little things are awesome to have. Definitely a must-have in your bag. They're cheap. I think a bag of 10 is like $5 or $6, something like that. Don't quote me on the prices, but definitely must buy. Next thing that I'm gonna recommend that you get, I say it's not a need, but it's kind of a need. An external SSD. I've had this thing, I don't know how many years I've had it, and it's yet to fail. You can find it at like Best Buy. I'm sure you can find it at Walmart. It's called the SanDisk Extreme Portable SSD. Mine's 500 gigs, and at the time, I think 500 gigs was about $100-ish. You may be able to get a terabyte for about 150, but definitely a recommend. I've used this countless times. Transferring file, anything, just trust me. Okay, so the last two on my list, not the last two, but definitely some of the last pieces are going to be my Aki file hub here. And this thing has 3 USB 3.0 ports, 1 USB-C port, a HDMI, and a LAN port, as well as SD and micro SD. Yes, if I remember correctly. Like, as you can see, it's been used. It's definitely been used. Very good for travel, you know, when you got to live that dongle life. This was kind of a purchase in pursuit of an experiment that I'm kind of not done with yet. And yeah, anyway, we'll talk about that one later. But as well as this is the File Hub travel router from RavPower. This thing has a USB 3, USB Type-C, and a LAN port, as well as an SD card slot with 2.4 and 5 gigahertz wireless. Now, you guys probably seen this in the video that I did a while back about the haul. I used this thing on the last 2 weddings to back up files to my phone, just to make sure that I had something there once I was done with the shoot, because you never want to be that person who goes to a shoot and, you know, the files get corrupted. Thank God that's never happened to me before, but I was always like trying to keep that from happening. So that's why I got this, and I've loved this thing. It also charges your phone when you need it. So yeah, there you go. As well, if you have a LAN cable in like a hotel or something like that, you can connect this, and it kind of helps out with not having to connect to the Wi-Fi in the hotel, because, you know, hotel Wi-Fi can be sketchy sometimes, and you don't want people stealing your information. So yeah. All right, so the last thing on the list is going to be the Zoom H1. This thing here, man, has come in handy so many times since I bought it. Like, I've used it as like standalone audio. I've done it for backup audio, which thank God I did backup audio on that shoot. I've used this thing a lot. Very easy to navigate. It takes 2 AAA batteries, and it takes a micro SD card. I think the max is 16 gigs. So if you buy this, make sure you read the manual so you actually know the maximum amount of space that you can have for this thing. But I'm pretty sure it's 16 gigs. But love this thing. Very intuitive, very easy to use, captures great audio. If you don't need anything higher, that is, if you don't need anything higher, like as you guys saw, my H5. I got the H5. I love this thing. The audio quality is great. It's obviously going to be better than the Zoom, but it's still good. Really, I'm not going to say it's easy to use, because I had to go into the menu in order to really be able to tell how to use it. But I love this thing. I really do. And you can also plug in a mini USB. If it'll focus, you can plug in a mini USB right there, and it runs off of mains power. So there you go. But if you don't need it, and really the only reason you would need it is if you needed the XLR port, or the was it the 6.75 jack? I can't remember what exactly it is, but if you don't need one of those, the H1 will do you well. Trust me. Go with the H1s. A lot of things here that I've been using for at least the better part of a year, if not more, like some of them, but still definitely recommend some of them. Not all of them. Some of them are very niche, but if that was something that you were looking for, there you go. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Thank you everyone out there for, you know, getting us over 100 subscribers. It's been a long year, I can say that, getting to 100, but you know, learned a lot along the way, and gonna continue learning. Hopefully this school situation doesn't slow me down too much. Anyway, thanks for coming. Hope you guys have a great day. Good vibes. Peace.